Archon League 8-12 Week 2 recap. The schedule just went live last night, so we'll have Week 3 predictions as well, which should be the last week before the holiday break. So this video took 5 or 6 hours in total last week between editing and recording, so I'm going to try to keep it quicker this time. I think I aimed for 3 minutes on every game of every series, so I'm going to try to aim for 2 minutes this time, and maybe my editing time will be 2/3 of what it was, which would not be as bad. Okay, so we'll hop into the first series. So, Minces versus Dingo Boys. We had, on Dingo's side, they had a Tidehunter, Windranger, Avenge, Jakiro, Slark. Okay, pretty straightforward. Who was the 4 position Jakiro? Okay. Good at D-push. That lane was, I mean, you're not going to get any kills, but it's a good lane to sustain. I don't think you'll ever die, and you can't put pressure with Jakiro. This was Invoker, Weaver, Clockwork, Underlord, Necro. So safe lane, Weaver, mid Necro. They just tri-lane? Yeah, they tri-lane and left the Weaver by itself. I actually really like that because, like I was saying, this Jakiro's really good. A lane dominator. Well, I guess you kind of need the support to take the pressure off the Weaver, but you don't really have a core here, like a hard one position. I assume the Weaver would be. So it's not that big of a deal to secure farm because you're just going to want to run at them. And this puts a lot of pressure on the Slark, so he's going to have to come back hard. Which draft do I like better? I think I like Dingo Boy's draft a little bit better. I just feel like I don't like Necro, and I don't really know how I feel about the tri-lane leaving your Weaver. I mean, he kind of did well, 19, 10, and 19, but he died 10 times. I think is your safe lane. Looked like a pretty close game, though. Game 2 of Dingo Boys versus Mittenses. We had a Spectre, AA, Underlord, Pudge, and Lena for the Mittenses. And then Dingo Boys had Zeus, Alchemist, Jakiro, Viper, Venge. Okay, I do not like Pudge. I've said that so many times in all these videos. Until he gets buffed, I hate Pudge. I do not like that. Spectre, so this is just a hard 4 protect one. Lena should win the lane. Underlord should be fine, so the Pudge can roam. A is kind of a weak lane support, so a little bit of trouble for the Spectre. I guess who's their off lane? Viper and Jakiro? Yeah, I mean, I would assume... Wait, did they do the same thing? What is this? Oh, I think they tried to switch up lanes. Yeah, there was a bunch of lanes switching here, I assume. Okay. It has to be AA with Spectre. Against these two, if they are able to do an aggressive lane, I like that way better. I think I like Dingo Boy's draft again, though. I think Zeus in a good spot. Actually, that's a pretty good matchup. I don't know who wins that. I don't really love the Alchemist carry. I just think there are better carries. I mean, it looks like a lot of them are banned out right now, right? Yeah, there's not a lot of carries left. I'm actually surprised Spectre made it through. They'd rather ban the... Yeah, they banned the Necrophos, wow. So I like their draft better and they ended up winning. So, I think I picked Dingo draft in both games, and I think I was wrong once, right once. And I ended up getting clips of the winning team getting team wiped in both games, but it is what it is. What I found interesting in this series is the Great Cornholio was cast in this series, whereas this guy was cast in last series. I never know how to say his name. I think it's Aris. So I think they just have a 6-man roster and they're just rotating in. I don't know if it's just gonna be these two flipping out all season or if next game, you know, one of these guys will be out. They seem to be doing some weird stuff with their laning. I think the issue is they have 6 players, but maybe any of them don't play like a certain position, and that's why they're like mixing up the lanes. It's weird. I mean, it worked one game. This game went to an hour and 5 minutes. I think it probably could have gone either way. So like, I don't know. Felt like a good series when I was watching it. So kudos to both teams. 1-1. Alright, next series I have is my series, Instigators vs. Volsel Collective. Jumping right into it, they had Slardar, Witch Doctor, Drow, Venge, Lesh. I actually really like this lineup they have right here. We had Oracle, Jakiro, Huskar, Centaur, Slark. I really like our lineup too. I actually really like Volsel draft here. I think I have to give it to them. I just think this is so well rounded. I really like this Slardar. They picked it first in both games. From my point of view, the reason we lost is we tried to force things way too early. I think once Huskar hit 6, we tried to force rotations on like bot, and I think just as my job, I was making bad calls like, yeah, go ahead, do that, or yeah, I'll come down and join. And I was literally joining games and I was level 2, and it's like, what's a level 2 Oracle gonna do against like level 5 Venge and level 5 Witch Doctor and level 5 Drow? Like, I was just getting way out leveled, and I should not have been going for ganks. Yeah, I don't know. It was a tough game one. I think they won pretty handedly. Game 2 was, I want to say it was a lot closer. I don't know if it was a lot closer, but it was definitely closer. I'd be interested to see what they thought. I bet they were pretty confident both games that they were going to win. This game, I was actually pretty confident that we could win. Phoenix, Quap, Underlord, Ogre, and Faceless Void. I really like this draft, but I'm probably biased. And then they went Slardar, Warlock, Lifestealer, Grimstroke, Kunkka. I actually also really like this draft. Grimstroke ulti with Fatal Bonds, if you can pull it off, is really good. I don't know if they ever did that. I never noticed it. I really like Lifestealer and Slardar. I think combined they're really good. And then Kunkka I think is a pretty good mid. I think both drafts are actually pretty solid. I would say I think I like ours a bit better, but I'm probably just biased, honestly. I think this maybe like a more active forward position than Grimstroke would have been nice. It feels like, I mean, I guess they both got farm, but maybe some kind of roamer to help Kunkka just dominate mid. I think Kunkka's not bad against Quap. We ended up last picking the Quap just because I felt like it was pretty good with the people we had left. Maybe a Spirit instead of Quap, but I mean, we play in an amateur league, right? And I say this all the time, like, oh, I like this pick better than this pick, but I don't know who plays what. And like on our team, I can't pick certain heroes for certain players because they don't play it. So that's how, I assume that's how it is with a lot of teams. So a lot of times I'll be like, oh, I like this Ember Spirit instead of this Pugna here, but I don't know if that guy can play Ember Spirit. I'm just, you know, saying stuff, so ignore me most of the time. But I think I'm gonna pick our draft I like better just because I think the team fight is so much better, and I know from the game we grouped up a lot, but I mean they ended up winning, so, and I think they would probably like their draft better. So I don't know, I just wish this was a better, not a better forward position, but a stronger forward position that roamed more. Wow, they still had a 30k gold lead at the end. Anyway. I think overall they're just a little bit better. Game 1 they like read our rotations really well and took good fights. Game 2 I think they team fought a little bit. I mean, they don't have bad team fight. I think our team just has a little bit better. I think they team fought a little bit more than they needed to. Like the only team fight my team won is when Lifestealer wasn't there. So Good series, but yeah, I definitely think they're a little bit better than us. A little bit. I'd like to play them later in the season, see where we're at, because I think our team gets better as the season goes on. We figure out our strategies and stuff, so I'd like to play them again in a couple weeks, but we'll see. Next series, we have Mary Todd Lincoln Forever Young versus Ann Kenny. This is a good series, I think. I wanted to see this series. MTL had Jakiro, Treant, OD, Viper, and Dusa. Everyone's picking Viper. I guess it's good, man. Like, I've seen pros pick it too. I don't know. I feel like you have to build offlane on it. Did that 2 not greedy supports for 3 greedy cores. I don't mind that. They had Sven, DP, ET, Snapfire, and Magnus. Okay. So 5 position Magnus looks like 3 position ET or Granny. I don't know. I actually don't know. I mean, both these drafts are kind of wonky. OD hasn't been picked in a while. Death Prophet. I don't know how that matchup is. This is a weird offlane. I guess Core Magnus isn't good anymore. You get a blink till 23 minutes. I don't know. Whose draft do I like better? I guess I like Ann Kenny's draft strictly because they have a Sven. I think Sven is like the best hero this patch. Otherwise, I literally don't know. I think both these drafts are pretty equal. I think, yeah, I gotta pick it for the Sven. I guess if you know how to play ET too, I think that's always a good hero. Combined with the Sven, you have no armor against the Sven. Yeah, I like this draft a little bit better. It looks like Ann Kenny won. He died so fast. It's gotta be the empowered.
Mega kill! Double kill! Dominating!
Alright, game 2, Mary Todd Lincoln had Ogre, Slark, Death Prophet, Razor, Bane. So they put a lot of emphasis on this Death Prophet. So they really like the Death Prophet this week. And Kenny had Ricky, Doom, Tusk, Pudge, Alexia. Oh, Pudge. Like, why Pudge? What the heck is this? So I guess I'm assuming it was a 5-position Tusk carry lifestealer. The lane wasn't going well. Oh, that's why they picked the Razor. Okay. Actually, I like that pick. So he was forced to jungle. They had a Doom mid, and then an off-lane Ricky, and then a Pudge. Yeah, I think I like Mary Todd Lincoln's draft a little bit better. I mean, I hate Pudge. Middle Doom can be good. I don't really like the off-lane Ricky, although it looks like he did really well. I mean, maybe if you have a good lane 5 position, maybe that helps. I don't know how a solo Ricky did so well. How is that possible? Gets an Ogre Slark. I think I like Mary Todd Lincoln's draft a little bit better. I like this offlane Razor pick. It's not really initiation, and you do lack initiation other than like a Bane ulti or Slark Shadow Blade killing someone. Like, you really have no initiation. You have pretty good wave clear though, and I like this Razor offlane for the lifestealer. Honestly, looked like a pretty good series. I mean, that game was pretty back and forth. I think both teams had some really good team fights there. Obviously, Ann Kenny ended up with the win, but I think that was a pretty good game. So far, of the 4 or 5 games we looked at, I think this is the best one. I think it could be beat. Look at the graphs, it wasn't that crazy, but the first 30 minutes were really good, and then I think it kind of ran away with it, but Mary Todd Lincoln still took some good fights here. So, I think good series overall. Ann Kenny did get a 2-0. I think they just keeping themselves atop my rankings chart, playing really well. 4th series of the day. We had Snowcones versus Two Boots. This is an exciting series for me. because I know both these teams, so I want to see who would win. So we have Rooster on the Viper, so it must have just been a stand-in last week because he didn't change the name. Feastin on the Centaur. I don't have time for names. Oracle, Mirana, PA. I like this. I like Mirana a lot. I think PA's in a really good spot. Viper seems to be in all our games. Then we had Lena Lion, AA, Sven, Slardar. Okay, they have the Sven. Sven's really good, but you have no support here that like buffs the Sven up, like an Ogre or Omni Knight or Oracle to make sure it doesn't die. Both these are like not save heroes and or buff up heroes. And so in this meta that we've been playing for so freaking long, it's like 4 protect 1, yes, but more importantly, it's like how much can you buff up your carry who's been farming all game, and how much can you let him carry you to the win. So he actually did pretty good here. I just wish they had like a save or a buff up support instead of Lion. I actually really hate Lion. I think he's in a really bad spot. Dan Rather's Mirana, that's a classic Dan Rather's hero. Which do I like better? I mean, they have a Sven, I feel like, and a Slardar. Okay, so here's the buff up, right? All his damage, Slardar. Actually, I think both these drafts are pretty solid. I think I like 2 Boots draft a little bit better, just because, like I said, I really do not like Lion. 5 position Lion, 4 position AA. I think if you had to pick the line, you could have had something else to buff up your carry or roam a little bit better. And it looks like Snow Cone's won, so I was wrong. 26 minutes. I mean, they are 26.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Okay, game 2. Snow Cones have Sniper, Pudge. Dude, no Pudges, guys. Come on. Snapfire, Spectre, Bloodseeker. I just hate the Pudge. I don't know what else to say. And then 2 Boots had Offlane, Dragon Knight, Jug, Treant, Silencer, and Invoker. I hate this Pudge pick. I hate this Offlane Dragon Knight pick. Unless you're getting Auras, which he got a 25-minute AC. So, like, it's just so late. Like, you could have had Crimson Guard Pipe early. I guess I don't know how, I mean, I saw Curious 5k. I don't even think I have 5k net worth at 25 minutes, so I get it. It's just, oh, I hate that pick. It's a 5 position Treant, 4 position Silencer. I don't know how this lane is. The Treant slow for spin. I think there are some better supports you can pair with them, but I think Treant's pretty good at just delaying the game. And this is pretty greedy, right? Like, Invoker has trouble coming from behind. Jug wants to kind of join in faster. It's not really 4 protect 1 as much as it's like he spikes in the mid game. Sniper, you have no way to really get on top of the Sniper here. I mean, like Mirana, Dan Rather Mirana would be classic, or Earth Spirit, or some offlaner. Like, again, this offlane Dragon Knight. If you just had like a Sand Cane or a Clockwork or something that just gets on top of the Sniper, I don't think he goes 16-1. But then again, they have a Pudge, so anything's fair game. I don't know. I think I like this draft a little bit better just because these guys don't really have a way to get on top of the Sniper. I think that's literally the only reason I'm picking Snow Cones here. Snow Cones won, so. Mars just chipping away. Why didn't just stun him right there? Yeah, they're hunting for the Sniper. I think that's how you have to play it. Dude, this fight is... No, he's just left out all alone. Oh, he should get that too. Yeah, okay, so that series was 2-0 Snow Cones. I think overall, I really like this draft, but then that was, they let the Sven through. They first picked the Sven, so yeah, I don't blame the Snow Cones. Yeah, I think Snow Cones are just a little bit better, and they proved it, which is awesome. I think they're one of only 2 undefeated teams now, so they're probably going to play Ankeny next week, which is great, because I did not have them up here doing that. In fact, I think I had it the other way, right? I think I had 2 Boots with a 2-0. Was I? No, I had a 1-1. Okay, so really impressed with Snow Cones this week. It's awesome. Oh, I forgot my camera. Look forward to them playing Ankeny next week. Would love to see them do well against them. I mean, that would just be great. But they're in a groove right now. Yeah, I mean, I like where they're at. Very impressive series for them. Good series overall. This next video, we have Victorious Secret March of Gods, or MOG, versus UMN Gophers. MOG had Ursa, Weaver, Lina, Spearbreaker, Axe, so I'm very confused. Okay, so they just played an aggressive lane, 5-position Lina. Mid Weaver. I don't love the 5-position Lina, but a lot of people have been playing it. And then Gophers went Dragon Knight, Venge, Leshrac, Rubik, Spectre. Okay, hate the offlane Dragon Knight. I hate offlane Dragon Knight. I hate offlane Wraith King. I hate Pudge. I hate him. I hate him so much. But I love Leshrac. Venge is pretty good. I don't really love Spectre. I know Spectre's picked a lot. It's really good right now. I just don't love it. I don't love the 5-position Lina. This is a very run at you though, and this is a very greedy late game draft. So if you play this right, MOG should win this, just based off of this draft right here. And they went aggressive. I think this is just too greedy with the offlane Dragon Knight. It's too greedy, guys. Dragon Knight does nothing with no items at all. That's why he's played in the mid. Like, I hate Dragon Knight. I think it's so bad as an offlaner. I think this is just too greedy of a draft. So I also know the outcome of this series. I should say that. Yeah, so MOG ended up winning. I think I like their draft a little bit better. I don't love the 5-position Lina. I get it. You have a lot of range and like it's pretty good harass. I just think it's hard to get items as a 5-position Lina. Yeah, I bet. It used to be. I guess I shouldn't be talking. It's not recorded. I think that's a really good axe. Oh, the Blade Mill killed Axe there. I didn't see that. Yeah, really dragon. Okay, game 2. Gophers had Troll Warlord, Templar Assassin, Ogre Magai, Tusk, Tidehunter. I think that's a pretty solid draft. It's pretty conventional. I liked their drafts last week too. It's like pretty straight to the point. I hated the offlane Dragon Knight though, and now they have Tidehunter, who's also a pretty greedy offlaner, but he has more impact than with no items if he gets dumpstered in lane than the Dragon Knight does with no items, right? MOG had Lifestealer, Viper. I guess Viper is really good. Everyone's picking Viper. Underlord, I think, is really good. Spearbreaker, another 5-position Lina. R914. Why are you picking 5-position Lina, man? Convince me of it. I don't understand. I don't love 5-position Lina. But I mean, both of these are pretty good. I think this is more, I guess Lifestealer is not really meta. Viper's picked a lot, I guess, more in the offlane. I think Underlord's a really good offlaner right now. They picked him up second phase, too, huh? And they went Tidehunter. I don't think TA is good, or Troll right now, right? Both of these are pretty off-meta picks. I think this opening's pretty solid. I actually would have liked to see someone more aggressive with a Tusk. I think Beastmaster's pretty good, or someone who can take advantage of the tag team late in game. So I guess Trollord kind of. No, Trollord can actually. I don't know. I think maybe the Tidehunter, something more aggressive. But it's better than Dragon Knight. I'll give him that. Oh, Viper against TA too. I don't know. I think I like MOG's draft again. I just think their drafts are a little bit better. These are conventional with a very obvious 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which again is very easy to draft against when you do that. As like it looks like they have a lot of counters here. I think it's okay. I just think maybe again this is greedy. You're fighting for farm, especially if you're both behind, which it looks like they lost both lanes. So you're fighting for farm. I don't know. I think I like MOG's draft a little bit better. Yeah, they won again. They're gonna take this fight in the Roach Pit. 26k behind. Good Ravage. No Spearbreaker. Oh, what a Spearbreaker. Look at that. That was a Ravage.
Killing spree! Own it!
That feels bad. That was a really good Spearbreaker choke. Yep, 2-0 for MOG. I think, I think it looked like they were just the better team a little bit. I really would like to see Gophers take a game off someone next week. But, kudos to MOG, 2-0. I mean, it was a pretty straightforward series. Alright, Harpies versus UMN Maroon, the other UMN team. So we have a Clockwork, Morphling. You don't see a lot of Morphlings. Lifestealer, Witch Doctor, Underlord. I think this is a really greedy core duo. I think if you want to have a Morphling mid, you have to pick someone who's more fighty than a Lifestealer. And they went with Sven. Good. Svens are really good. I'm surprised it got through. Zeus, I like. Night Stalker. Jakiro, Tiny. I really like this draft, but there's no way to buff up your Sven. Sven can solo carry. Sven can 1v9, honestly. You can have 4 Papegas on your team with a Sven, and if he's buffed up with like Bloodlust or Slaughter ultis on someone, I saw this today, Magnus Sven, he was like one-shotted Medusa. So, like the Sven, need to buff him up. I think this is too greedy. I'm sorry. I gotta go with Maroon. I wish they had something to buff him up, like instead of Jakiro, Omni Knight or Oracle. I don't know if they were in the pool at all, or if they can play him. But I think those would have been really good. I think this is a little bit too greedy. Looks like Harpies won with less kills. You don't see that a lot. Very back and forth game. I don't know which game I said was the game of the week before, but this is probably the series of the week, and this might be game of the week. This was very back and forth. A couple good team fights. Harpies won. Good, I'm glad it was close. Oh, I forgot T told me this. So, they didn't ticket it game 1, so they switched hosts, and T was the host for game 2, so this is game 2. So I think we're gonna have to cheat and look at the website to see who won game 1. Oh, that's a disaster. Oh, ticket your lobbies, boys. Ticket your lobbies. So all we have for this series is one game.
Planning.
Oh yeah, because the cooldown on Arclight is very, very restricted at about like 1.8 seconds. T getting caught here
like
in the camp, but everybody on the Harpies collapsing in. They might find the kill on T. That is Spirit Vessel charges for the Night Stalker, so important. 23 getting melted by the Morphling. And Morphling still trying to chase down, looking for the Zeus. Starts up the E-Blade combo. Manta away as well, diving through, but there's the Aeon Disc keeping him alive for the moment. And just waveform away with the 2 charges from the Morphling, trying to poke it down the Tiny. The toss back, Morphling in a 1-on-3 situation. Now waveforming into the Zeus, has the burst, eventually an adaptive strike and shotgun combo. And just stunning him out from 23. This is still a hard hero to bring down. He's waveforms forward, adaptive strike onto Jakiro, 4 staff away. Superman in now from Sven. He has no god strength, using the Mask of Madness, waveform away. There's the Spirit Vessel charge again too. And just trying 5,000, almost 1,000 health on the Morphling. He gets away just fine. Thunder God's Wrath committed. And Give might be in a little bit of trouble. Give starts at the bus, Lifestealer as well, pops the Aegis, they have the bus going, and he moves away to Fountain.
Harpies 2-0'd. Okay, so I think that's a really good prove it week for Harpies. I still think Maroon's a good team. I just think Harpies, once again, defended champs, preseason rank 1. They're like, Chad, how dare you rank us low again. Ticket your lobbies. Alright, last series of the day. Wards Base Prodigy versus Victoria's Secret 6 player. We had Alina mid, Undying 5 position, Alchemist carry. Why? I've seen 2 Alchemists today. It's so weird to me. Offlane Doom, 4 position Shaman. We have Kunkka, Faceless Void, mid Leshrac, 4 position Tusk, and a 5 position Ogre. Okay, I actually really like this draft. I think Lina mid is still pretty good. I don't know how I feel about carry Alchemist. I like the 5 position Ogre to buff up him. I mean, you don't really have damage in the Chrono other than the Faceless Void, which is fine, because Faceless Void gets fat. There's not really much the other team can do if you get Chronoed. I like the catch here. I actually like this 4 Protect 1 a lot. This, I don't mind the 4 Protect 1. You have good push. I think Lina's a really good mid. I think I have to give the edge to 6 player a tiny bit, but I really like both drafts. I just don't know how I feel about the Alchemist. I don't think, I mean, all of these carries got banned out, so it's like meh, but, and it was Wards and Base win. Yeah. What are you gonna choose? No way. What a stone by Lina.
Mega kill!
Honestly, I saved that and put it on tier 3s. Because why not?
Bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, that's why. just gonna fight him.
Dire's top tower is no more. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
This dude's just running around in circles.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Damn, he's actually playing pretty well. Not a tough.
Scared the boys on the round.
Ooh.
Killing spree!
Game 2, we have what the same exact mid carry as Harpies. You have a mid Morphling, carry Lifestealer, offlane Viper, 4 position Jakiro, and 5 position Ogre. Very greedy, but then you have 2 supports that don't need farm. So kind of balances out, still very greedy. And they went with Mars, Sniper, Shadow Shaman, Mirana, Sven. Again, this is pretty greedy. I like the Sven. I'm surprised it made it to pick 18, the last pick in the second phase. There's no way. How is that possible? Who do I like that? I think this is too greedy. I like the Sven. There's no real combo for the Mars, like talk Willow or Phoenix or whatever. You put up Arena, there's no huge damage during it, right? Like, usually I like to combo Mars ulti with something. I don't think it's bad. I just, you know, observation. I don't really know who I like better. I think Viper. See? Okay, ignore the Ags. This Greaves should be on every offlane Viper I see for the rest of this season. Greaves is what you should have. I want to see Pipe, Crimson Guard. I don't want this. Viper can be tanky. I don't want him to ever die. Don't get these damage items. Just don't die and put out your Q, and then I can see offlane Viper being okay. But I don't like it otherwise. I don't like mid lane offlane Viper. I don't like it. I think... Am I going to say 6-player both times? I think they lose both times. I think I am. I think I like the Sven. But, I mean, they won. Close game. But Wards and Base seem like the better team here a little bit. No points in Ice Path? What do you mean? How are you 21 minutes into a game? No points in Ice Path?
Double kill! Double kill!
Oh, he got stranded.
Killing spree! Dominating! Double kill! Mega kill!
I've
Triple
learned anything from these
kill!
games. It's that Lifestealer kind of wins in a carry matchup against Sven. I've seen that twice now. Wards and Base win both games. This game I think was a little bit, they were ahead the whole time. This game was just back and forth. I like this a little bit until like 20, until this team fight in their jungle right here. I think Wards and Base, they're pretty good. They won one Maroon last week, and then they 2-0'd these guys. They won one Maroon, who I think is a pretty good team, but they just got 2-0'd by Harpies. 6-player, I think, like I said, is like middle, but like bottom of the middle. I think they're right by us. We're like middle but bottom of the middle. And Wards and Base, I think, are middle but top of the middle. I think they're like just above, maybe a couple teams in between. But overall, pretty good series. Like I said, this was pretty back and forth. It was, you know, a good game. I don't know why this Jakiro didn't have Ice Path at 21 minutes into the game, but I don't know. That's just me. Okay, this week looks a little bit closer. Ankeny versus Snow Cones. I think Ankeny, again, is just a little bit better than everyone else. I think they're going to 2-0. Snow Cones surprised me with a 2-0 over 2 boots. I would love to see them 1-1 or 2-0 themselves. I'm just going to give the edge to Ankeny with a 2-0. 6-player versus Mittenses. I think it's going to be a 1-1. I'd like to see either team pull out a 2-0. I think it's a perfect game for both of them. I think so far right now they're both on the bottom half of the bracket. If they can 2-0 the other team, I think it would help them get closer to middle and then up top. Dingoes versus Gophers. I gotta give a 2-0 to Dingoes. I think Gophers are just a little bit lower than everyone else so far this year. I'd love to see them take a game here, but I have to give the edge to Dingoes. 2 boots versus Mary Todd Lincoln. Let's say 1-1. I want one team to 2-0 here. I think both these teams 2-0'd week 1, got 0-2'd week 2. They need to prove to me whether they should stay on the top or if they're going to fall down to mid here. And this is a good series because they're both in the same spot. Volsel versus Mog. I think just based off competition, I'm going to give 2-0 to Volsel. I would love to see Mog prove me wrong here. I just think Volsel is a pretty good team. Yeoman Maroon versus Instigators. I think Men Maroon's going to 2-0 us. I think they're just probably a better team. They'll probably 2-0 us. And then we have Harpies versus Wib Prodigy. I'm going to say 1-1. And came for Snow Cones. I have to give Game of the Week. I guess the top 2 teams I have to give them, but this is definitely another really good series to watch. But yeah, that's week 3. I think this is the last week before holiday break. I don't know if I said that earlier. And it's probably the last week on this patch. So hopefully next time we're playing, it's a whole new patch. I think this is the last week before holiday break. I'm very curious to see what the new patch is like, which teams come out on top after that. We're going to be halfway through the season when these patches come out, so it's going to be very interesting. But that's going to wrap it up here for me. Good luck, everyone. Have fun. I'm hoping a lot more of these on 1-1s. I'm hoping some teams I said we're going to get 2-0, turn around and 2-0 them. But yeah, I think after this next week, we should have a pretty good idea of where everyone will sit in the bracket, and then you'll play closer teams. But we'll see. Good luck, guys. Alright, I realized I forgot to do rankings, so I'm just going to do a quick rankings video. And Kenny, I think, is going to stay number 1. Snow Cones move up to number 2. They're both 4-0. Boots and Marathon Lincoln, I think I still should be up here, but I need to move these 3 teams. I think deserve to be above them at this point until one of them can prove to me that they should be above them. Of these teams, Harpies is the best, and Volso Collective is a little bit behind. I want Wards and Base to prove to me that they should be up here. Technically, I gotta move Mog up here, right? Because they're 2-2. I think Maroon's best, then 6-man, then Instigators. I want to say Minces are a little bit better than Dingoes. I'll actually move Instigators down here until we play one of these teams. I think we're probably the second lowest. But yeah, that'll be the rankings real quick. Just wanted to throw this in at the end.